Hello, good evening, everyone. We will start in about 5 minutes. Thank you. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Polly Dhavle. I'm part of the admissions team. I'd like to give a brief introduction about our CEO and Dean, Nandita Abraham. Nandita Abraham brings in the vast experience from the creative industries and academia to BITS Design School. She is an agile, entrepreneurial, dependable leader who keeps students at the center of everything that she does. With global work experience in the US, Hong Kong, and India, she manages strategic priorities with an innovative, execution oriented, positive attitude. Nandita's deep influence with the people and ability to collaborate and drive outcomes drives strong results, synergistic partnerships, transformation, and growth. Nandita is on the FICCI National Higher Education Committee and has previously been on the executive of IFFTI, which is the International Foundation of Fashion Technology Institutes, and the CII National Design Committee. She has lectured at Northumbria University, University of Delaware, and London College of Fashion, and presented papers at Seoul, Taiwan, Australia, India, Europe, and the UK. Apart from education, Nandita has a deep interest in the empowerment of people through self-confidence and employability. At her previous role as CEO and president of Pearl Academy, Nandita led the Tihar Jail Fashion Project, which has now trained more than 300 inmates towards a sustainable livelihood. The Dastkar Ranthambore project, which rehabilitated people from 3 displaced villages and Seva learning centers, among other initiatives. She is a mentor for the various organizations working with young people and has been a champion of the people champion of people development in her previous roles. So over to you, Nandita. Thank you so much for being with us and taking this session. And I welcome everybody who's present today evening. And we will have the question and answer session at the end. So please write down your questions in the chat room, and we will answer them towards the end. Thank you.
Super. Thank you, Polly. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So welcome, everybody. And thank you for coming for this special information session about the BITS Design School in the Mumbai metropolitan area. Really happy to be here. Really happy to be at the start of something new for design education in India and for design industry in India. That's a picture of the Mumbai campus. It was the permanent Mumbai campus in Kalyan. It was inaugurated on the 24th of February by the finance minister, and we'll take you there in some slides soon. I am, okay, I'm going to just talk about BITS Pilani. I think most of you know that. The people behind the BITS Design School, who we are, what is new about our curriculum, what are the different pathways that we're offering and why we're offering those pathways, and about the degree, which is a Bachelor of Design Honors from BITS Pilani, and of course, what the admission process is. So BITS Pilani, this is our 60th year. So the 60th year celebrations are starting. It's going to start in Pilani and go Hyderabad, Goa, Dubai, and the finale is going to be at the Mumbai campus. What's special about BITS is not that it's just an engineering and technology university, but that it has brought in entrepreneurship, innovation, newness, and forward-looking thinking to young people. And we have more than 6,400 founders and co-founders, and of course, more than 186,000 alumni. And really the proof of that is that every day we get calls because everyone is interested in participating in the BITS Design School and ensuring that everything goes just right for the BITS Design School. Right now, the BITS alumni are CEOs, head of product, head of design in a lot of companies around India and around the world. So it's really amazing and happy. I'm really happy to have them on our side. This is the history of BITS Pilani, set up in 1901 as a Pathshala. And 1964, we became a deemed university. In 2000, we were the first university to have a campus offshore. So that's in Dubai, and then Goa, Hyderabad, and then we became we were declared as an institution of eminence. This changed a lot of things. One is that there is the ability and permission to work with the curriculum, to innovate in the curriculum so that we can create something that is world class, as long as it is approved by the BITS Senate. The government, UGC, AICT, all are fine with it. We have submitted and gotten approval from AICT also for the BITS Design School. In 2021, in Mumbai, the BITS School of Management was launched. Then 2023, the BITS Law School. And this year, it's the year of the BITS Design School. I talked about innovation, entrepreneurship. So here are some of the apps, some of the ventures that have been founded by BITSians. Some of them are well known to students. Some of them are well known to parents. But I think what there is here is, at least in India, BITS Pilani is the house of some of the most innovative new startups that exist. Here's the leadership. This is an important page to look at. You can maybe take a screenshot and look at these people later. Of course, Mr. Birla, who's got a very deep interest in the Mumbai campus and in design. Like he said, engineering, business, law, but nothing really comes together without design. So that is the purpose of building a design school. The people on the bottom row are very interesting. Every half an hour or hour with them really like changes your mindset, makes you think differently. And they have been the people behind the entire philosophy of the design school, of the curriculum, etc. They're all coming down in September, and looking forward to meet with the founding batch of the BITS Design School. Don Norman, I want to say he's the god of interaction design. You can look him up, look his books up. Biju Dominic, whose name is missing from here, please write it down and look him up. A very great thinker, somebody who works with a company called Fractal AI, which does not top Fortune 500, consults not just top Fortune 500, but just the Fortune 100 companies in the world. And he's created teams with engineers, with people from AI, and with designers to solve problems for these companies. Sandy Spiker from IDEO. Again, if you don't know IDEO, please look up IDEO. They're I think one of the first design thinking consultants that they were, and possibly the most famous. And they are the ones who actually went out and started the D School at Stanford. Again, something else for you to look up. And John Takara is like the god of designing for life, not just human beings, but for the environment and for the world around. So these are really the people who've worked behind creating this very innovative, very impactful curriculum and program that I'm going to share with you today. Here are some of the faculty. Details are there on the website. You can go and look at some of them. There are more coming up. In the next few weeks, you'll just see us adding as we go along. So at the BITS Design School, what we decided clearly is that we're going to be totally student-centric, because the students are what we are here for. The founding batch will have a lot of advantages, because they'll get to create the culture, the traditions, the standards, the clubs, and work so very closely with faculty members, with me, to create this great institution. So that's super. We're very clearly technology and digital first. After all, we are from BITS Pilani, so we have access to a lot of deep tech, new tech, disruptive tech, and we'll see how to bring that in as much as possible. I was in Pilani till yesterday, and everybody is open, happy, wanting to participate in the process of teaching and learning, of projects, and of course also of placement. So I think with that kind of support, we are in a really good spot, deeply integrated with the industry. A design school has to be, and when you see the curriculum, you'll see that there are different spots in the industry for live projects from the industry, and of course, internships or practice school, as BITS Pilani calls it. Global in approach, that's really important. We'll touch on that also. And this is very important, transdisciplinary in nature, because there are many kinds of design schools, but we want to be the kind of design school that develops designers who are not just studied 4 years interior design or 4 years fashion design or 4 years graphic design, but those designers who can understand design on a broader level, who can work with management, who can work with technology, and who can really up the status of a designer in an organization. And the curriculum will help do that. One of the things that we've done is move away from just focusing on skills. So not just how well you can draw, or how well you can cut paper, or how many sketches of cars you can do in 1 week. But we're saying that, and looking at the industry and what the industry needs, a designer needs to have certain competencies. So all designers need to understand strategy, vision of the organization, understand human beings and their experience, understand production, creative production, new technologies that are coming out, and also how to communicate through various kinds of media. Not just understand them, but be able to use their judgment, be able to make choices, be able to create a design which can influence business, which can grow business, etc. Also, okay, so these are the competencies. So the purple ones are the ones you've seen already, the design areas of expertise, but we also have the very special green areas of expertise, which talk about things that every design student should know. So every design student should understand design as a culture. What is the impact that design has on the world? What is the impact that the world has on design? How can design and the design process help solve problems in the world that we are in? And then everybody has to understand about the challenges that are facing the world. What are the big problems that are facing the world today? And what can we see in the problems today that are going to become larger tomorrow? So how can we use design to solve those problems? Of course, Indian design, Indian culture, Indian context is something that's really important. The rest of the world is looking at India, and we're very excited about that. Lot of indigenous, interesting ways of looking at design, and that's one of the focus. And the last one is really important. It's personal growth and professional development. We did a survey amongst employers, and they're not looking for how good your project is in the second year or in the third year. They're looking for somebody who can think on their feet, who has a positive attitude, who's open, who's adjustable, who's agile, who's honest, who can critically review things and come up with solutions. So we have credits in our system. You'll get a look at that to hone in on these and to help students identify where they stand and where they want to be and how we can together get there. Transdisciplinary at 2 levels. So one is transdisciplinariness with technology and with management, and also, like I said, within the disciplines of design. So even after students have chosen their pathway, there will be opportunities to do projects where they work with each other and understand what it is to work across disciplines of design. And of course, emphasis on people skills. So collaboration, teamwork, leadership, communication, how to influence people in the organization, how to influence the world with your design. Because it's not enough to make a beautiful design and then keep it in a cupboard. You're creating something for the world to see, for your to help grow your organization, to help give direction to the organization that you're working. So that's what we will work with you on. So that's the degree, students and parents. A Bachelor of Design honors, 4 years, full-time, fully residential, and the degree is a BITS Pilani degree. The first year is at our interim campus in Powai, which we are at right now. It's in the Hiranandani Knowledge Park. And the second year onwards is at the permanent campus in Kalyan, which you've had a look at. The campus is nearly ready. Housing is being built. There are 500 rooms right now, and the management students have moved there. This campus in Kalyan will host management, law, and design. So management students have already moved there. They're having their classes out of there. Next is the law school, which is going to move there in July this year. And then we will move after 1 year to Kalyan. So that is in 2025. We have 5 streams offered for specialization. I'll talk to you about them. You will choose your pathway or specialization at the end of the 3rd semester or when you enter the 4th semester. So this is also something that is special. You get the opportunity to experiment with different pathways and choose what it is you want to do. You also get the opportunity, all students, to understand human behavior, computational coding, aesthetics, so different skills, tools that you can all use, and so that you understand all aspects of design. Deep integration with the industry, live projects from the industry. BITS alumni have so many plans on a lecture series, on hackathons, on swarms. So we'll include that also. 3 internships, 2 opportunities for international exposure. And from after you choose your pathway or specialization, each student will get an industry mentor to help them across the way. Individual attention, and of course, this is even more special for the first batch or the founding batch, because everybody is there just for you. So the personal development program that I talked about, and of course, BITS. So we're trying to do placements in 2 ways. One is, placements. One is through the BITS placement group, and I had meetings with them. So through the practice schools or the capstone project, and the number of companies that take students from BITS, even if each of them takes 1 student from the design school, I think we'll be like flooded with that. So there's a lot of great placement opportunities that lie ahead for us. So here are the 5 streams for specialization: physical product design, digital product design, human-centered design, experience design, and visual design. And I'm going to very quickly show you 1 slide on each of those. You can take a screenshot, or you can go onto the website. There should be information about that also. So here's physical product design. I think everybody understands physical products. It's the kind of product or industrial design that's available in all the other design schools, where you make a product. That product may have some technical or digital intervention in it, but it's still a physical product. So a physical product is like your laptop, your phone, table, chair, Fitbit, watch, screens. All those are physical products. The example I like to give is the Aadhaar card. The Aadhaar card is a physical product, but the whole entire system behind that is digital. So that will take us on to the next kind of designer, which is the digital product designer. This covers not only UI UX, but the intention is that the student should not be only brought in, or the designer should not be brought in only at the end after all the strategy, everything is made, and be told, okay, make a nice UI which is blue and yellow. But we want the designer, like I said, to understand strategy, to understand business, to understand technology, so they can participate in actually the developing of the app, the conceptualizing of what's going to work, what's not going to work, have a strong viewpoint on that and take it ahead. So somebody who's doing a digital product design can look at websites, it can look at apps, at interactive installations, at entire systems which are digital. Or you can become an analyst, like a usability analyst, like a data analyst of this. There are so many jobs available in this area. Don't worry, you do not have to select your pathway now. Remember, after 3 semesters in the 4th semester, and you will be guided at every step in order to do that. The third pathway that we have is called human-centered design. Now, you may all know that all design is human-centered. Yes, but there is a new kind of career that's coming up, which is again very important, which has nothing to do with material. So physical products have to do with physical material. Digital products, and we were in a discussion today, they're saying that digital is also a material. Okay, but human-centered design is about understanding the user needs, the user experiences, and solving problems in that scheme. I think many people have heard of design thinking, where you use the design process to solve problems in the world or to reframe problems and help come up with ideas. This is this field. So people who study human-centered design will understand how to do design research, can work as service designers. A lot of consulting companies, KPMG, Ernst & Young, etc., are taking design students or taking human-centered designers to work with them and help solve problems. Also, the entire developmental group, the NGOs, government, etc., everybody is looking at this. And I think that I just put the stickies picture here because you would have seen it. You would have seen people in different images and boardrooms solving problems, brainstorming, using stickies. Yeah, so that is using the design process to solve problems. I'll just try to give another example. Generally, a lot of these problems are worked on by business analysts. So what do? They look at Excel sheets. They look at data. What do designers do differently? Designers also can look at Excel sheets, but designers look at the people. So the first part in the entire design process is going out, observing the user, being there, talking to them, understanding, empathizing with them, and then understanding that what is the problem really that is being faced. Recently, there was a project done by the Rajasthan government on why people in rural Rajasthan are not using digital finance. Okay, you can do it, like I said, as a consultant, just looking at Excel sheets, how many people are using, how many men, how many women, or you can go there. You can see what they're doing. Are they taking their phones out when they go to a shop? What kind of phones do they have? Do they understand the language on that, or are they scared of spending money on that and solving the problem that way? So it's a really important area of design. The fourth pathway is experience design. Experience design is not UX. UX could be a part of it, but UX is what we call is a part of digital design. Experience design is about designing meaningful experiences, like say in a museum or at the IPL or even at the Ambani wedding. So how do you create an entire experience which could contain physical products, it could contain digital products, it could contain services, it could contain entire environment. So schools, hospitals, a lot of research on hospitals, on ICUs, how to make people more comfortable, on trade shows, retail events, mobility, like what's the experience of going in a luxury yacht? Or what's the experience of going in the new Air India as opposed to the old Air India? And those of you who've done it will be able to see that it is a different experience. So the jobs that people get out of here are experience architect, emotion designer, emotions becoming something really important. And how can we use design to influence and help people with their emotions? Narrative, storytelling, events, AR, VR. I mean, there's a lot that can happen over here. And the last one is visual design. I think everybody understands visual design. It's like visual communication design. So ads, layouts, logos, graphic design, really important, fonts, and also using visuals to represent things. For example, the image here is actually a representation of data, but so much more interesting than just using graphs. Yeah, so how do you use your visual skills, or how do you use visuals to represent things to grow businesses, okay, or to influence culture in an organization, or to convince people to take COVID vaccines, and so on and so forth. So those are the 5 pathways, and these can be chosen at the end of the 3rd semester, just into the 4th semester. This is just a diagram which we will use or as a guideline when choosing electives. So for example, if you want to be a physical product designer, you have to understand vision and strategy and some amount of human experience, but you have to understand a lot of emerging technology, lot of production. On the other hand, if you're a human-centered designer, you have to understand the vision of what it is you're trying to do, understand human experience, and maybe not so much creative production. So this is also there on the website, I think. So things like this or maps like this is what we will use to help you make your mind up about how to choose electives and help you to be who it is that you want to be. Yeah. Here's the curriculum. Again, this is on the website into 4 beautiful years. The first year is about experimenting, going into all the different specializations, using your curiosity, your creativity, and trying different things. The second year, you've got kind of got an idea about maybe 2 pathways you want to take, and you explore those pathways. But by the time you reach your third year, you have embraced it. You learn to become highly equipped to work as a particular kind of a designer, of course, with integration with others. And in the fourth year, you can broaden your horizons and come out with something of your own, and also add on new skills in that. I'm just going to show you the website where the curriculum is, so that you can look at it by yourself a little better. So here it's on something called the program page. The program page is the first one here. And if you go down to the bottom, here is where the curriculum is. So you go into the first year and you will see that there are some fundamental courses that all students have to do. Then you can play around a little bit with your specializations or explore that. There are some things, again, which cut across all specializations. So in the first year, it's a community project with an NGO or with the government. And of course, tools and skills. And remember, I told you about the personal development program. There are credits for this. So there will be classes, and you will be assessed from those classes and also in the projects. So how good are you with collaboration may be done in a project that is up there in either in the fundamental or in the transversal one. If you go, I'll just go to one more year, that's year 3. And you'll see that in year 3 also there are fundamental courses. So students from all verticals will be doing something called social and public design. So whether it's a digital designer or a product designer or an experienced designer, you have an opportunity to work together if you want on a project called social and public design. And of course, there is a compulsory cross-disciplinary project that comes from the industry. The intention is to make you as, I don't want to say industry ready, but to help you jump and achieve your own ambition of being that kind of a designer who's not stuck just doing skill after skill after skill, drawing after drawing after drawing, but who can move from there to become somebody more important in the organization or start your own business, which is there. Maybe I'll jump from there and go back to the deck so that I don't take too much of time. Yeah, here is the international exposure. We have tie-ups right now with 3 universities. Aalto and RMIT will include student exchange, faculty exchange, visiting faculty. Aalto is also working with us on strategy and curriculum design to make sure that every year we understand from them what's happening new in the world of design, what's new in design industry. They're number 6 in the world in art and design, and really a very solid, strong organization. We have 2 sets of people coming from Aalto in April. One is on the 23rd and the other is 17th to 19th. So we'll have to look at that. And I mean, we're starting to kickstart all our work. RMIT is a very old partner of BITS Pilani, and they were very excited when they heard that BITS is starting a design school. So they're also coming in. We're getting visiting faculty from them and opportunities for student exchange. Stanford, we're just at the beginning of it. So the only thing I can say for now is that all the faculty from the BITS Design School will go to the D School. Look up D School. It's just awesome. We'll go to the D School at Stanford and work with them and work together to create a very special pedagogy just for us. So the intention is to have a very good mix between the traditional art and design pedagogy that exists in India and something that is very edgy and cool, like there is at the D School. So to create a new magic, and I'm very excited about that. So admissions. You should have passed your 12th standard. I'm sure all of you have. I think most people on this webinar today have done the UCEED exam. So you can ask questions, the counselors will help you, but NID results are coming on the 28th. So by the 30th, I think you have to put up your NID or UCEED scores in your application form. Those who have applied for the BITSDES, again, the counselors will help you. The dates are between the 1st and the 5th, I think. If I'm wrong, please, somebody can pipe up and tell me. After this is over, we will look at the rankings, look at the marks. We've created a parity between these three, and then we will invite some people for the next round. This next round, those who are invited for the next round will have to upload their portfolio. The portfolio will be assessed separately, and then they will everybody who is invited to upload their portfolio will be interviewed by our faculty. You don't have to worry about the fact if you don't have a very beautiful design portfolio. We have an interaction on Sunday. I think it's at 12 o'clock. Can somebody, Mandar or Kumaran, is it 12 o'clock on Sunday?
Oh, yeah, it's on 12 o'clock.
Yeah, 12 o'clock on Sunday. The link is there on our website, where we will have some faculty tell you what we're looking for. It's great if you have drawing skills, but I think we're looking for somebody who can think, who can solve problems, who's curious about the world, who cares about the world and wants to be an intentional designer. So go for that webinar on Sunday and learn more about how you can approach the BITS portfolio and the interview. Last day to apply, 30th. Interviews are 14th to 28th of April, and the session will start on the 1st of August. We might call you a few days before that for a celebration because it is the first batch. But that you'll get that information as we go along. 30% are for exam scores, 30% for portfolio, and 40% is for the interview. We look for students who want to have a career in design, who are curious, creative, have a sense of aesthetics. I think I can't see my slide anymore. Can you see my slide?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to stop share. I don't know what happened. And I'm going to try to share again. Yeah, I think it's gone. Wait, give me a minute. Yeah, maybe I just need to load it again. But okay, I found it. Okay, I'm going to share. I'm screen sharing. Okay, let's try this. It is screen sharing. Okay. Also, those who have an aptitude for problem solving, for thinking critically, etc., and be able to communicate. English is not important, but communicate through writing, through maybe reels, through imagery, through talking, and any other kind of media that there is. There are a lot of scholarships from 75%, 50%, and 25%. There are two kinds of scholarships. One is merit cum means. So if you need a scholarship and you have performed well, there's a set of scholarships, and there are also pure merit scholarships, also education loans that are available to all BITS students will also be available to you. You'll only be able to apply after you get an offer letter with the amount of scholarship in case you have applied for that. Here is our beautiful campus in Kalyan, 60 acres. There is a video, you can have a look at it. Students will reside in shared rooms, 2 students to a room. In the first year, the students are staying in shared air-conditioned apartments. So in Powai, we have a hostel, which is about 100 meters from campus. All 4 meals are available at campus. Students stay in the hostel, 3 students to a room. And both campuses will have amazing facilities, labs, anything that you can really ask for. we're being guided by our partner universities internationally and of course by BITS Pilani. I don't know whether I have to share sound again. Maybe I should try that. Okay, it's sharing. So here's a video of the Kalyan campus. Just going to stop here. If you look at this building in the center, this is the center of excellence. The ground floor and the lower ground floor on both sides are the maker spaces and the labs. The first floor is the incubation center. It also has the library and other common facilities. Just like you see this building on the left-hand side, there's another one coming on the right-hand side. And behind that, you can see the hostel blocks and space for sports facilities, etc., which are getting built right now. Like I said, the management students have already moved there, I think 1st of February. I'm just going to stop there for a second. The image that you saw was for PG students. PG students are one to a room. UG students' rooms are larger and they're 2 students to a room. Yeah, super. So as you can see, I mean, for me also, it was like totally unbelievable to see what has been created for students in Kamba. And I think this comes all from the vision of Mr. Kumaramangalam Birla, who is our chancellor, and he's insistent at every stage. He wants to know, are we doing justice to the students? Have you met the placement team at Pilani? Have they created a structure? Have they started talking? They've already started talking to their companies about internships for students. So everything has been worked in advance to make sure that the students get the best facilities and to make sure that the brand name of BITS Pilani continues to stand high. So there is no corner that Mr. Birla will leave unturned or cut in order to make sure that the students are successful. Here's a picture of the current hostel facilities. Like I said, about 100 meters from the Hiranandani complex, Hiranandani Knowledge Park, that's where we are in Powai, and 4 meals, like I said, on campus. That's what the business students have been doing for the last 3 years, and the law students since last year. So thank you. I don't know, I hope that questions have been answered. Otherwise, I'm happy to take any questions that there may be. Here is our email ID, and take down the telephone number or take a screenshot of the telephone number so that if you have any questions, you can reach out. Polly and another few counselors are available to answer questions, to bring you to campus, or also to have a video call. The intention is this, that a lot of energy, time, money, focus is going to create this BITS Design School, or also, and of course, the founding batch of the BITS Design School. So how to make sure that everything that BITS Pilani has can be put behind it to make them successful. Yeah, thank you. Polly, any questions, or Mandar Kumaran, do you want me to take anything? Yeah.
Thank you, Nandita. That was very helpful. We have 2 questions so far. So
Sure.
the first question is, um, uh, if you could explain a little bit, as in what you mean by leadership under Don Norman. Would he actually be part of the faculty, or will he be visiting?
Yeah, okay. So what I meant by leadership is not just Don Norman, John Takara, Sandy, etc. Is that this is the team that's really come together to create the philosophy of the school, the philosophy of the curriculum. Yes, they are coming. They will come every year. They are coming on the 20th and 21st of September this year. But this doesn't mean that he is going to teach you. He will come to campus. John Takara, on the other hand, has said that he will teach every week, every year for a week. So this year, maybe it'll be 3 days or 4 days, depending on what we can put together. Don Norman also wants to do something with the students, but he's looking at something which is got a wider reach. So he wants to bring in government, industry, everybody together to look at what design in India can be. I hope that answers your question.
All right. The next question is, um, will students be individually provided with the 4 topics around which the artwork has to be shown? As in, we cannot show our personal achievements in our portfolio, or what kind of
I
topics
saw that.
they need to
So,
cover?
um, there, yeah, if this has come off the website, then maybe Polly Kumaran, we need to check that. We had thought about that we should have 4 pieces of artwork, but we've changed our mind because I think we want to look at it in a more broad manner. A lot of students who have done the USEED, who are technical students applying to be a part of the design school, may not have a beautiful portfolio. So come in on Sunday and listen to what they say. You can include videos, you can include maybe if you're part of a music band, you can include anything that really talks about yourself. The details of how much bandwidth, or how many MB your portfolio has to be will also be given on Sunday. So all details over there.
So the next question, Anta, is about placements and the kind of packages that can be expected by students.
Yeah, so I'm not sure that I want to answer this because students, it's up to you and us together to create these packages. We're talking about packages 4 years away. And maybe the packages 4 years away will be even better than we can imagine today. We have BITSians around the world also, so maybe you don't have to restrict yourselves to Bombay or Kanpur or Delhi. One can really use the entire network and the BITS placement team to look at what placements we can have. For those who are interested, and maybe I can try, I was thinking of going there. There's something called the BITS Practice School. 1 minute, maybe I can share that. I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again. This was not part of my plan, but you can go and explore the BITS Practice School. This is a practice that, can you see my screen, Polly? Yeah,
Yes,
has
yes.
been doing for the last 60 years, where they actually have a set of companies who take their students for practice school 1 and practice school 2. You can go through these. It's a bit slow in scrolling, but every company that you can think of, and they take groups like 30 students, 60 students for these practice schools. One is their internship, and the second is the final project. And already the placement team has started reaching out to them. Look at the companies, whether it's Amazon, Apple, Nvidia, Adobe, Intel, and saying that from 2 years later, so that is from 2026, we will include design students also in the practice school. So first an internship and then finally for placements. You can have a look at it and see the number of companies participating, the kinds of companies participating. And I don't think there's anything to be worried about at all. But of course, you may want to be, and I'm going to stop share. You may also want to be an entrepreneur. So also go onto BITS website and look at incubation. Look at the kind of entrepreneurship, the kind of funding that they are able to. I went to the Rakesh Kapoor Innovation Center at BITS Pilani earlier this week, and where they fund not only existing students, but they also fund people from in and around, or anybody who has a really good idea. And there's an entire ecosystem to help students who want to be entrepreneurs. So, and you saw in the Center of Excellence, that first floor is totally and incubation center for entrepreneurs. And we hope that there'll be a really good mix between entrepreneurs, startups, unicorns, and of course, design professionals and people who maybe want to study further, go out and do their masters and PhDs, and you'll be guided for all that. Yeah, I just want to say, sorry, add to that, Polly, that it may appear that we are there for the first time, which is also an advantage, but we are there for the 60th year. So all those systems and processes actually exist and are reaching out every day to make sure that our students are successful.
Thank you, Nandita. I think that was a great way to end today's session. I thank you all for being here today. I hope the session was helpful. Please do attend the 24th March session as well with us. That will shed some light on the way the portfolio needs to be submitted and any questions around that. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening.